Right, I think it's up and going. Hello, everyone. Lee Ashby here for Motocross Memories Worldwide. I've got a absolute superb interview for you this evening. I've got no other than motocross mega talent, Mr. Liam Everts. How are you going, Liam?
Good, thank you.
Awesome to get you on, mate. Really appreciate your time.
No problem, anytime.
Good man. Right, we'll get into the questions then. That's all right?
Yep, no
Right,
problem.
what is your earliest memory of motocross and what bike did you start on?
I started riding I think it was a 50 or a 70, a Yamaha, not a PW, but already a TTR.
Yeah.
We used to live on the place above a supermarket, and at the end of the street we had a little track from another rider in the street, and that's where I basically started riding. And then we moved here to I think small mile further, where I started riding in the forest. So yeah, that's one of my earliest memories of riding.
That's pretty cool. Okay, what riders do you look up to, and have you ever got to race any of those riders that you looked up to yet?
Yeah, I really look up to Jorge Prado. He's super talent. You know, he's not necessarily just strong, but he's just technical wise, he's very super good. And yeah, I look up to him a lot. And also, yeah, Tom Vial, he's going very well in the last year, and also last year already in his rookie season he was very good. Yeah, I've got to race him in Czech Republic. Yeah, he's just on another level with Dago. He's also on it. So yeah, it's cool.
Do you analyze those sort of guys? Do you watch them quite intently and see what they do?
Of course, to improve, you always have to pick the best parts of the other riders as well. So
That's it.
Yeah, I do it quite often.
That makes sense. Okay, who would you consider to be one of your closest rivals in your MX career to date, and who do you enjoy racing with the most, and why?
My closest one was actually probably the Rockstar Husky, Kato Wolf. He's now, when we moved up to 125, he was quite a fair bit quicker than me, because I was pretty small and all that stuff. But now I'm trying to catch him back up. You know, it's a bit getting equal size slowly. So yeah, it was always very nice riding on 125 and 85. Yeah, we had some nice battles on the 85 as well.
Is it always clean?
It was mostly clean. We had one pretty big moment in the national race in Belgium.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was all right. We just talked it out after, and it was okay.
That's all good then. There's all water under the bridge and all that.
Yep.
Right, to date, what has been your favourite race bike, and what are your thoughts on the 2-stroke and 4-stroke comparison?
My favorite bike, when I moved back to KTM on the 85 in 2018, I really enjoyed riding that bike. I had a cool setup, sticker-wise and suspension-wise. I was actually the only guy riding a lower subframe that year. I don't think many people know. But that bike fitted me very well. Also this year, my 125 and 250 are pretty straightforward, good for me.
What's your thoughts on the 2-stroke and 4-stroke then? Have you got a preference, or do you like both the same, or?
Well, actually, I was riding a lot of 4-stroke, and I just switched back from Metally actually back to the 125 this week. When it went fairly quick in the first session, I was already pretty much on the pace. But it's pretty much the same for me. You know, today I was riding in the sand. That's where I pretty much know the difference. So yeah, I like them both. You know,
what other differences do you find in general?
On hardback, I didn't find so much different, but just on the sand, out of the turns and just going into the turns, it's just a lot of power difference. I notice now.
Okay, cool. What is your favourite race number? I think we might know this. And how did that come about?
Yeah, I think it was Medley. Medley was a cool weekend, going 1-1 in the opener, one mud race, and then one dry one. That was cool.
Because I mentioned about it, what was your favourite number?
Oh, my race number.
Sorry,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. It's yeah, it has to be 72. I have to follow on that one.
Yeah.
But when you're riding, you don't see it anyway. So
No.
I don't really care all too much. I just try and do my best out on track.
That's cool. What track or venue do you least enjoy racing at, and why?
It has to be those two in Czech Republic. I really didn't enjoy it so much because it was so tough on me.
Yeah.
It was like real rocky, hard and slick, and I never really rode sort of tracks on a 250.
Yeah.
So it was one of my first times, and yeah, it was good to learn. But I don't really enjoy so much riding the slick surface. It's hard.
Do you generally enjoy the sand?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the deep ruts one. I also grippy
Yeah.
tracks.
Cool.
I enjoy as well.
What has been your favourite racing gear that you've worn to date, and what are the reasons for liking this particular kit that you've worn?
It's a hard one. When I was riding Fox,
Yeah.
they had some cool gear like the pink one and the white one.
Yeah.
That was cool when I was riding 65s.
Yeah.
Uh,
Very cool.
and also my Yoko kit from Medley. I think it was also pretty cool. Maybe a bit black, but still it was something cool that fit the bike.
Yeah, it looks very nice. Looks very nice. Have you got a deal with obviously them guys now?
Yeah, it's ending this year. We are a 2-year deal. I don't know what it will be for next year, but we'll see.
Okay, cool. Do you have any superstitions or anything that you like to especially do on race days?
And that's supposed to be. I don't get the question. That is supposed to be.
Sorry. Do you have any superstitions?
And that is. Yeah.
Which is like things that you have to do on race day, put things on left before right,
Yeah,
all these sort of.
I have that a lot. I have that a
Do you?
lot.
Yeah, do you?
It's in a lot of like putting boots on first left then right.
Yeah.
It's with everything almost. It's a bit like you try to do it the same like in the week.
Yeah.
Maybe pretty similar, but it's always going to be a bit different. But yeah, you have this from rider to rider. How you go on the track, what warm up moves you do. I mean, it's depends from everyone, but I think everyone has it a bit.
Have you got any sort of routine on the gate? When you're on the gate, do you do certain things or anything?
I checked the fuel a few times.
Quite a few times.
Yeah, I check a few like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
So for the rest, nothing special actually. I'm quite calm. So
That's a good thing, Anna. Okay, cool. Next one I've got. Where did you first race at, and did you travel much when you were very young? And if you could sort of elaborate on what you did.
my first race, it was actually in my hometown where I'm still living. I think it was. It was just like a local one.
Yeah. Can you remember it?
It was on a field. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
For the second race, I was late because I had something on my rear wheel or something. I don't remember, but I think I got fifth. I was riding with my little 50 KTM against the 65s, 85s.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, but it was a local one.
So you did quite well then, really.
Yeah, it was alright.
That was cool. Have you had any injuries in your career to date that you feel sort of that have held you back at all, or if so?
I had one broken bone, and it was the collarbone, left collarbone on the 65s. That was pretty much my main injury. Yeah, that was the only one till now. I don't want to speak too hard.
Is that all good? Did that you recovered quite okay?
It was on 65, so I wasn't.
Quite
I just had to heal for 4 weeks, and then it was good to go again.
Oh, that was good. Then that was not too bad then. Okay, if you hadn't become a motocross racer, what other sports or things do you enjoy that you would have chosen to do, and why?
Um, with my physical side, I run a lot.
Okay.
Um, I enjoy it because you can get faster and then beat the clock. That's
Yeah.
what I what we do actually in our sport is try and beat the clock
Right, okay.
and cycling as well, just road cycling. I've been doing in the Corona time the Sundays. I've been doing some nice trips with my uncle.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I enjoy
Enjoy.
cycling and running as pretty much.
It's pretty cool. Okay. What was your favorite track? Firstly, when you were very young, and then obviously now during your getting into your pro career, etc.
When I was very young, it was
Mhm.
my home track here in the forest. I had
Right. Okay.
it was cool because when I started on the Yamaha, it was a small loop, and then I got a 110
Yeah.
Yamaha, and then it can only get bigger. It got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And
Yeah.
now it's like all over the forest. I mean, it's just not much forest left. Um, my favorite track now. Um, I like Metally. Metally is a very natural track that I enjoy riding. And in Italy, Malagrota, I rode for a week. It was also very nice because it was rainy and I had to clean the track in the morning, and then after midday would be perfect. So that's a track I enjoy riding as well.
When you mentioned your forest riding, I checked out one of your videos on your website, and it shows you going. Looked maybe an enduro bike was it? 'Cause it looked like it had lights on it, going through the woods a little
Yeah,
bit in
yeah,
the morning.
yeah. I got it this year from KDM.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
and our friends they have like a digger.
yeah.
Um, I got it over here, and I pretty much put the whole the forest into a supercross track almost.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I put pretty big jumps into it. Maybe too big, but uh, the neighbors don't complain at the moment. I only ride pretty much in the winter, which
Yeah,
is nice for some just some free riding and some enduro jumps and trees and
yeah. It looks really good. It looked really good. It looked really fun. Um, we sort of touched on it a little bit earlier. What has been your most memorable race to date that sticks in your mind?
yeah. So now from this year it has to be Matterley. Also, Tartan Sword was also very nice on the 250. That's of
Yeah,
course a sand race. Yeah, that was my most memorable ones. I mean, it hasn't been so much, but
yeah. That was pretty special at Matterley to go. Obviously, 1-1.
yeah, for me it wasn't that special till I got home actually, and
Yeah, yeah.
I just did my thing and did what I did best.
Fair play, fair play. Very good. Who are your closest friends in and around the paddock? And how easy is it for you to block out the friendship once the great gate drops?
Um, yeah, we have a little group where we go around with. It's a South African guy, Camden McLellan, and then of course Kay when he's there, when he has his races, and Kevin Bruman, he's second in points in 125 as well. We go around, but yeah, once the gate drops, there's no friends on the track. I mean, it's all for themselves, everyone for himself. So yeah, I think it's pretty straightforward when we go riding. We ride clean, we have
Yeah,
respect for each other, and I think that's the main thing as well, that we
yeah,
do we do it clean.
that's cool. That's for sure. How important is it for you to have a mechanic that you trust? How much of a difference does having a knowledgeable team that understands you make to you?
um yeah, my mechanic, of course, I got a new one
Mhm.
this year. He's a very super guy. Yeah, I understand him like 100% every time when something is not good with the bike. He figures it out. Next session we'll be back on the rails again, and then yeah, we are pretty good friends. We communicate a lot, and we joke around pretty much all the time. With team wise, I haven't been really in a team except for 1 year, then maybe at the Suzuki, but that wasn't so much. I wasn't doing like much pro races or like European.
Yeah.
It was more just a build-up year, and for 2018 then.
Are you enjoying the KTM's?
Yeah, super. It's a cool bike. You can always play around with the setup, and it's always reason for improvement. There's always room for improvement to make it better.
Yeah, you look at one on it, so it's obviously coming together well. Can you tell us a funny or interesting story from your racing day memories so far?
Funny. Yeah, there are a lot, but it's just not come up with now.
Yeah.
I have this one which I never forget. It's in Belgium when I was pretty young. I was like 4 or 5 years old. I was riding still on the 70.
Yeah.
And we used to have snow here, a lot of snow, and then the forest would be covered in snow, and I would go riding with a big jacket on and with the ski pants on, and I would go riding in the snow. Yeah, I would never forget that. It was very enjoyable. Now, of course, we don't really see it anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll never forget that.
That's pretty cool. I like that. If you were to summarize your own racing style using 3 words, what would you say that is?
Relaxed, pretty much relaxed. Hard. Pushing without seeing it. I don't know. It's a bit hard to say because I don't really see my outside.
Smooth.
Smooth, yeah. The last one is fast, maybe.
Yeah.
Going
I like
fast.
that. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Smooth, fast. Yeah, I like that. Relaxed. Obviously, your grandfather and your dad were obviously legends of MX. How much of a mentor and great influence has your father been with your career?
Yeah, everything. I mean, where I'm at now is because of him. At the end of the day, you got to do it yourself, but it's always great to have him around and to give me tips where I can even improve. It's always after the race. It's never going to be perfect. I already know that. Even if I do a double motor win with 2 minutes in front, it's still going to be like that spot and that spot you can still gain. So, yeah, it's super cool. But he always thinks there's room for improvement, and I think that's good in a way as well. But if you go 1-1 in a day, I think you can be happy as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Does he spot lines and things like that he sort of says to you? Do you discuss them sort of things, lines and things?
What I don't see, it's incredible. Even in the deepest part of the track, you will still see the lines.
That's cool, isn't it? Nice. Love that. Okay. What do you feel is your best achievement in motocross to date, and what are your main goals in motocross overall?
Achievement, it's probably in 2018 when I got 3rd in the European Championship, and I was going for the World Championship that year, but then of course my bike broke in the second moto. My goals, it's of course to be world champion, but we got to see where I'm at next year. If it's gonna be EMX 250 or maybe MX2, we'll see. What comes, and if I get an opportunity or not, I'm sure gonna work hard for it, and then we'll see.
Do you sort of check your times and things like that with those sort of guys? Track times, lap times?
Yeah, it's always, like today again, there were a lot of pro guys, but I was on the 125, but still you want to check that time to make it faster, make it better.
Yeah, always learning. How did you find transitioning from like when you were obviously racing in the youths and sort of 70s and all that sort of thing in your CCs to now into the adults going into the pro? How did you find that transition?
Yeah, there was the year probably when I went from 85 to 125. Of course, the 85 European races, they're on a different place than the GPs, and then the 125 is on the same place. So yeah, it was a difficult year for me last year. I was very small. I wasn't strong or anything, but I had to do it all on technique. And of course, my dad had the malaria. Then he wasn't always with me at the races, but I think it was alright. We did, I think, eighth in the European Championship, so that was pretty good. It was a tough year for me, but I learned a lot there.
Okay, cool. Right, I've only got a couple more for you, so I won't keep you too long. But next one I got for you, I see obviously you have your own range of merchandise
Yeah.
called Liam Amsky, is that right?
Yeah, Liamski, yeah.
Yeah, Liamsky, yeah. Can you tell us a bit about that and how people can check it all out and that sort of thing?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we launched the website just before the corona. I think it's just after. I don't really know. Yeah, the designs I do a bit myself, a little bit. Some t-shirts and maybe some hoodies in the future. We'll check about that. But yeah, if you want to check it out, there's some t-shirts, some caps. There's a lot of things. It's liameverts72.com. Yeah, it's pretty cool to have their own brand, but
Yeah.
um, it's something that goes besides the racing. That's apart from it, maybe.
I've
Um,
even spotted the masks. You've even got the
yeah. I
convict
didn't
masks.
design those ones. They were from a
Nah,
different designer,
yeah.
but we just got them ready like when the coronavirus came. So yeah, it was a pretty tricky one to get them ready, but it was alright.
Yeah, it does look very good. People should check that out. I've had a look at it myself. It looks really cool. What are your social media usernames on all different platforms? If people want to check you out, follow you, that sort of thing.
On Instagram, I do it myself.
Okay.
That's, Liam, like the little slash on the bottom, Everts.
Yeah.
And the Facebook, my dad does. So I don't know. I don't really know. I think it's just Liam Everts 72. Just Liam Everts. That's about it. I think I don't really. There's not much different.
Any, I was going to just say before we go, is there any shout outs you want to make? Any sponsors you want to mention or anything?
Oh yeah, KDM of course, and then the gear, Yorgo, helmet, 60, and Oakley, CD, the knee braces and chest protector or Teema, and yeah, just the rest of the bike, just everyone. It's cool to have you on board. It's been a pleasure.
It's really cool to talk to you, Liam. Nice to meet you.
Yep.
And obviously, all of us will be following your career with great interest. So, and hopefully, we'll get to talk another time soon. That'd be cool.
Likewise.
Top man, Liam. Thank you ever so much. Take it easy.
Bye.
Thank you, Liam. Cheers, mate.
No problem.